It's your boy Street Cred, 4K, all day, back like I never left. So there's been some discovery that's been going on since the death of Young Noble. You know, we've had this narrative out there about, you know, maybe this was a hit. And after me circling back with his, you know, with his friends and kind of listening to what they saying and his family, we really find out that there's been long going, depression going on, and that they believe, was truly a suicide. If I'm being honest, in the back of my mind, yeah, I feel like it's something that needs to truly be investigated. I mean, you can't just go and find a man at the bottom of a pool, a shell casing mysteriously next to his body with a 32 pistol gun. This is what that 32 pistol gun looks like, by the way. And has anybody checked those cameras? Just those things that even us as fans would like to know, and people who love him as fans. I mean, it's okay to love somebody, even though you've just been a fan for a long time and really follow their work and everything. But something came up, a little bit later. Everybody seems to believe that it's truly a suicide as far as his friends and family go. I hope that they truly double checking that to find that out. Because I think in the back of everybody's minds who are fans, and maybe even in the back of some of his friends' minds, they want to know, like, was this a hit? Like, could somebody have gotten close to him? But as we know in Tupac's music, in Outlawz music, suicide has been a topic of discussion. I mean, Pac talked about committing suicide in his music. Is life worth living? Should I blast myself? You know what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't not far-fetched, but hopefully that they get to a point where they go out to the Snellville, country club and actually check those cameras to find out if anybody else put up with him, anything like that. But let's talk about some recent events that happened before his passing, which is him leaving the Outlawz. E.D.I discusses that him and Noble had discussed at their last show that there would be no more shows. Here goes E.D.I talking about that.
I didn't really sense something being off, but I knew, it was getting to a point where it was time for us to start exploring other interests. And I've been writing and doing some other things creatively that I wanted to do. And Noah was always dropping, stellar music, classic music. But it did kind of feel like, I don't know why, but it did kind of feel like that would be our last show, at least for now, for the foreseeable future. I was trying to encourage him to take a break, actually, because he had just lost his mom. And so when we would talk, I would be like, look, man, we don't even need to worry about music or shows or anything like that for now. You need to heal.
When was the last time you did talk to him?
The last time we spoke was a couple of weeks ago.
Nothing out of the ordinary, no signs.
Not really, but I do know he had been grieving the loss of his mother. And it was the 1-year anniversary of her passing on July 1st.
I mean, would you say, even with his depression, were you still surprised that it got to this point?
Yeah, I was shocked. I never saw this coming. And I would gather that no one ever does. He was one of the most positive people that I personally had in my life. Even when I would be going through things, and we all go through things in life. It's always good to have that friend, that comrade with a positive word and positive energy. And he was always that for me. And now that he's passed, I'm learning a multitude of others. Like, he was a go-to person for a positive word, or if you needed, a reason to keep going. A lot of people went to Noble and spoke to Noble, so he was that strong friend. You know what I mean? It sounds cliche, so I guess that's why they say check on your strong friends. Because those are the ones that are used to being strong for everybody else. And they may think in their mind when it's time for them to need support, nobody's there for them. I guess, having the wherewithal to say, I am in distress right now. I am.
Right there, he says, we started to talk about how we need to kind of broaden our horizon and begin to do something else. And that would probably be their last show. He had a feeling that was going to be their last show together. That's what E.D.I said. And then let's talk about Gonzoe. I don't know for those of you who are not familiar with Gonzoe. Gonzoe was a close friend of Pac's, a very close friend of one of the original Outlawz. There's a few original Outlawz. Noble was one of the last Outlawz, the last outlaw to come in to the Outlaw Squad. But Gonzoe was there since the beginning, and he goes into a story. He wasn't very fond of Noble for a few reasons. In crews, people have their differences. There's reasons why he had the way he felt about Noble. Doesn't change my love for young Noble or nothing like that, anything that he says. So we're going to go into a little bit about what Gonzoe had to say. And I'm bringing this to your attention because I think all this adds to whatever happened. If we really believe in and going with the fact that, mental health is a thing and the suicide, which is, my heart and head's still there, which you can see in my last two videos. Before that, of course, it was like rappers don't commit suicide because I don't know too many rappers who do commit suicide. But I guess if somebody was going to do it, it would be somebody who's been through the type of that young Noble's been through. But let's listen to what Gonzoe had to say. He does have, of course, some insults and some things that happened behind young Noble and E.D.I taking the money to do the Outlaw movie. He felt like that was against what the family wanted. That's not what they wanted. So let's listen to what he has to say. And for those of you, real quick before we even get into Gonzoe, for those of you who don't know who Gonzoe is, let's check out a clip.
You guys ended up doing what, 3 songs together?
Yep.
What are the songs?
A song called Dumping, a song called This Life I Lead, and the third song never really had a title. It ain't really surfaced yet. I ain't never heard it since the night we did it.
It's called Die?
Die, Dumping, This Life I Lead. Damn, you're right.
Okay.
But I did hear that. So it's 4 songs. One of them I've never heard.
Okay.
Again.
And were these songs coming out on anywhere, or they just...
Well, at the time when Pac was alive, every song had a purpose. He always had a new project coming out, or, I was working on my solo album over at Priority. So the whole idea was to get Tupac on the song. We got Daz and Corrupt on the song. I'm going to use the song for my solo album. That was, being put together by Ben Yang, which is Ben Baller now. He was my A&R at Priority.
Really? Ben Baller was your A&R?
Yeah.
All right, so that's Gonzoe on Flat, and he's kind of talking about how close he was to Pac, talking about how they had some unreleased songs together, and one of the original Outlawz. And let's check out what he says in this interview, and then kind of look at the message that young Noble posted. I believe it was 5 months ago, not that long ago. He had posted this message saying he was done with all of it. So this is a clip of Gonzoe talking in the background while that message that young Noble posted can be seen.
My lineage with the Outlawz, and Tupac and the family goes way deeper than music. You feel me? That's what a lot of people don't understand. I've really been around these people, not in the studio, not just a few times, not a few weekends, like moving to Atlanta, like moving places, This shit is deep to my soul, to where I never had I never had intentions after Pac died to get money off of his name. But the whole problem with Gonzoe is this. I always had a problem with telling the truth. And in this industry, that's gonna always get you blackballed. Niggas, you're gonna lose deals. You're gonna offend a lot of people and ruffle a lot of feathers, rub a lot of people the wrong way, because this game is not built on a stack of truth. This shit is built on a stack of fucking lies. So when a nigga like me come around, it's bad for business. But the Tupac shit, nigga, we speaking on some family shit. We speaking on Noble and E.D. stealing. We ain't even gonna go to the movie. Let's just go back, nigga. We're gonna go back to Big Sight. We're gonna go back to, Storm. We're gonna go back to these niggas selling Thug Life merchandise when he didn't even know Pac then. He has no right to sell Thug Life merchandise. We're gonna go back to Fatal not having a headstone. These niggas put up a GoFundMe page. Then afterwards, he wants to scramble and start giving Fatal Girl a little money here, a little money there, because niggas is talking. But in actuality, this nigga's the reason that you even around, nigga. I was in the car with E.D., Pac, Yacht, Fatal, and Castro. We was on our way to Snoop house to play this fucking basketball game. You know what I mean? Snoop and Pac had some shit that they needed to discuss. Let's just leave it at that. And we went, and it was an Outlaw against the Dog Pound basketball game. None of us could play basketball. Nigga, Gaddafi could. You know what I mean? Hella tall nigga, whatever. So we like, basically, nigga, we finna get slaughtered. So Pac like, nigga, y'all ain't got no, guys, you ain't got no homeboys out here to play basketball? I'm like, yeah, I do. But by this time, nigga, we in, the Inland Empire somewhere. Snoop lived in Claremont or some shit at that time. So Gaddafi and them was like, nigga, we got a nigga out here that lived on the block, Mr. Wendell, who he could play basketball a little bit. And Pop like, what? Where this nigga at? They like, we gonna call him. He ended up being in Rancho Cucamonga at his sister's house. Now, the lie that this nigga's telling everybody, and he's been telling motherfuckers, that Gaddafi and Fatal picked him up in a limo, and nigga, that's a fucking lie, and you know it, nigga. Nobody picked you up in a fucking limo. You was picked up from your sister's house, and your mother, her name's Bird, nigga, I remember the day. You came out and hopped in the fucking van, in the Suburban, Pop's green Suburban, and met everybody right there except fucking Fatal and Moo probably knew you a little bit, but nigga, the Montclair niggas, the niggas from New Jersey, from Montclair, them the only niggas that know you. And all the way there, Pop asking who you is, nigga. They explaining that you a nigga that sit in the window all day, that they call Mr. Window. If I'm lying, nigga, God strike me down, ask E.D., fat fucker, and ask any other nigga that's in the Outlawz, what was your fucking nickname? Mr. Window. Why do they call a nigga Mr. Window? Because he sits in the window all day and watches hustle. Oh yeah, the nigga cut hair. So Pop like, fuck all that. Can the nigga play basketball? They like, yeah, we picked the nigga up and Noble stayed in the car from that day. That's how the nigga got around the Outlaw situation, not from rapping. Whatever the fuck he tell y'all is a motherfucking fairy tale. Straight up, nigga. Nigga's a fraud. Now, let's go back to this nigga stealing money from Castro. Let's go back to that. And I ain't talking some shit I heard, nigga. You feel me? I talk to these niggas every day. The nigga number's still on my call list from when I talk to him. Put it like that, nigga. And I get a lot of phone calls with the great ones. And now imagine them niggas start getting plucked off. Them niggas start arguing with each other. Nigga, all you trying to do is get in and where you fit in. But you get into a situation, nigga, and niggas is getting died, niggas is committing suicide, niggas is getting killed, niggas is bitching up. Every situation is happening around you. Nigga was drinking, period. This is what I'm saying. But we don't drink no more. You feel me? But while a nigga was drinking, Noble, the same nigga who, sold his own mother crack. Now, if a nigga sell his own mama crack, this is the nigga that we talking about stealing from his friends. The nigga who sell his own mother drugs, nigga. Yeah, the nigga who served his own mother, and the nigga, I sold rocks before. Niggas who sell rocks, no, it's a rule. You don't sell to your mama or a pregnant bitch. Any nigga that do that, you's a foul nigga. you would go in a nigga booty hole. If you would sell, you know what I mean? If you would sell work to your mama. Anyway, wow, this nigga, you know, Castro in Atlanta, you know what I mean? They working on the Outlaw shit. It's 3 of them. It may even been a John Silver album, if I'm not correct. You feel me? So niggas is envious of me on so many levels now looking back. After hearing them say that, it was just like, damn, my nigga, and I kept it solid with niggas. Like one thou wow. You can't never tell a story of how I stole nothing. Nothing. You feel me? Was just solid with niggas. You feel me? As some of them was solid with me. But it's like the niggas that had no bars or no game or no money, those was the niggas, I guess, that was silently hating on the nigga. You feel me? Now he's saying Pop didn't like you. Pop, like that said, he sounds so stupid. The last nigga to come around to say that.
Right.
And I was in the car when we met you. Like, when did that start? Cause nigga, he didn't. You notice you didn't see him in nothing until after Pop died. No videos. So I mean, praying for them niggas, man. Cause they sold their soul, man. E.D.I and Noble. You know, they fucking with the Bottomless. The people that they fucking with, Morgan Creek and all that, you know, either niggas is too dumb to know or they don't care. But anytime, you know, some Jewish white motherfuckers, and excuse me for all my white folks out there and all my Jews, this is not an attack against your culture or your heritage. I'm talking about the way you attack, the way people of your culture and heritage attack the music industry and make it not fair. You know what I mean? And purposely make situations to put black people against each other or not against each other or not support each other and sit back and profit off of it. That's what I'm talking about. And they just happen to be a lot of Jewish motherfuckers that's in the industry that's doing this shit. Like Vlad. I hate this nigga, he's quick to put some false shit up there and quick to, you know, put the movie up there and all these motherfuckers that he's thinking is making him look better. But have you ever really just listened to that nigga voice? He sounds like a motherfucker that don't give a fuck. I mean, I've seen Lord Jamal on this show and I cringe every time because I know he's balancing the line of wanting to break this motherfucker jaw but still trying to be cordial to hang on to whatever piece of this industry got to offer him. You feel me? I can't do that no more. Them niggas know not to get in the room with me. Ben Baller, that was the nigga that signed me to my first solo deal. The jeweler who was doing all these niggas' jewels and the Korean guy.
Right, yeah.
Ben Baller. That was the first nigga that signed me to my solo deal. The reason that he ain't fucking with the music no more is because Cube got him fired, nigga. Got him fired from Priority. And this is a nigga that was in Brian Turner's wedding. Brian Turner was the owner of Priority. This is a nigga that was in his wedding. Got him fired for signing me.
Why they didn't want you to be signed?
Because he was on Priority. And I was his artist through a group. He was a company, you feel me? And niggas like Tupac gave me the knowledge, the strength, and whatever happened in that situation to keep going. You feel me? But if I would have been still running on Cube juice, look at the other 2 niggas in my group. You feel me? This ain't attributed to him. That's why I'm saying when I feel like niggas is acting like years is going past and they can start doing funny, weird shit like this movie. Tupac comes to death row. Snoop is going through a lot of shit. And listen, again, bro, I'm telling you because I know these niggas. And y'all making, I mean, the public is like making conspiracy theories against Snoop. I've heard the weirdest shit. Like niggas, you know, I heard that the nigga had Pac killed, you know. That shit is dumb as shit, bro. Listen, man. Snoop and Pac had normal problems that normal niggas had. Them niggas was trying to figure out how to share the same space. Nigga, do you know how hard it is for 2 niggas with 2 crowns to come in one room and figure out how to coincide with each other? with a nigga like Suge in the middle of it. You feel me? So these niggas was smart enough to do things like on their own, like that basketball game I'm talking about. Pop didn't play basketball. They went over there because on their own, they was hashing out their problems and sticking together on some other shit. You feel me? But Suge's never gonna tell you that because he wanted them niggas not to like each other. He wanted a divided fucking situation so he could control it.
That was Gonzo. He apparently had a lot of allegations about, how Young Noble entered into the group of the Outlawz, which is, it's whatever. And it's probably true. I mean, Gonzo's been known to be a real dude from the Outlawz. When Pac passed, he was still one of Pac's very, very solid, close friends. I think that, when you really listen to it, all this stuff could really add on to the fact that, maybe it all came to a head, and Young Noble said, "I'm finna deal with it," and I really can't take care of it. I can't take it no more, and I'm checking out, that sort of thing, And this was, that interview obviously was released before Gonzo died. Gonzo was tragically killed in Seattle in July of 2021, but this came back up and was released 5 months ago. Around the time that Noble announced that he will be leaving the Outlawz, and there's no longer Outlawz, which you could clearly see in that posting. I'm really just feel like if somebody like Gonzo is saying stuff like that, yeah, there could be some truth to what he's saying. Does it make me feel any different about Young Noble? It doesn't, because really what was the Outlawz to do after they lost their leader, after they lost Pac, to make a living? Yes, could there have been some sort of, motive because there was some loose ends and some upset moments that they've shared amongst the Outlawz? Yeah, but the motive wouldn't have been money. If there was motive, then I don't know why they would need to start a GoFundMe, which is terrible that they had to start a GoFundMe from one of the Outlawz, as far as I'm concerned. But at the end of the day, what was the Outlawz to do? After the loss of their leader, they had to do something, had to make some sort of move. So I know Gonzo had a lot of offensive things to say about the way Noble had come to the crew of the Outlawz and how he took money from the Jews, to do the Outlawz movie, and how Afeni wasn't on board with that. The family absolutely wasn't on board. And Gonzo is a real ninja who's been locked in with Pac right before, since the day of his passing. And that stayed until the end. Their relationship didn't change, and he was there before Noble, of course. But if you look at, what Noble posted after, he left the Outlawz, you can clearly see that he was bitter about it. He was not happy about it. This was not something that he felt like, I think, ended well after him giving pretty much his entire young life to the Outlawz and that entire movement. Seemed like things ended very badly. So I just hope the wife truly goes down there to solidify the fact that this was a suicide, and that they just don't let it ride on the fact that, well, he was talking about the man-made medications he was on, and what they was doing to his mental state. And health and wellness is a thing. It's a big thing. Mental health is a big thing. Pac did talk about killing himself. Like I said before, plenty different times in his music, or definitely talked about suicide. So, I really hope that the wife goes down there and says, I'm going to see the running video footage from Gwinnett Country Club, I think it's called. Run the video footage and let me see everything that's around this area. I want to know if someone came in before Noble. I want to see if somebody came in after he pulled in. Apparently it was 2 a.m. in the morning when he left. Don't know exactly when the time that it happened, but in that upscale area, neighborhood, I know they got to have cameras everywhere. That's a mother fact, So, rest in peace to all of them. It's just a shame how all the Outlawz, have went all the way from from of course, from Pac to Fatal. I mean, from Pac to Gaddafi, to Fatal, to Big Syke, to Johnny J, to Gonzoe, and to and to Young Noble. I think that is a tragic and very mysterious deaths, to be honest, if you ask me. Very mysterious. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know if you guys think that it would be very responsible that the family goes and has the CCTV footage pulled to investigate this and truly solidify the fact that Noble was murdered, or excuse me, Noble did commit suicide and was not a hit put on him to silence him for any kind of information, or whatever the case, or just to kill the legacy off. Let me know if you guys truly believe that mental health is a thing, and I think it is a big thing. Mental health is a thing, and people can commit suicide, But you let me know what you guys think down in the comments about what Gonzoe had to say and kind of the mysterious death surrounding the Outlawz. It's almost like the name Outlawz was supposed to be empowering, but it kind of cursed them to live these short, impactful lives. I mean, like Outlawz, some of the greatest Outlawz were very short-lived, but very impactful. Like, we remember them forever, So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. This your boy Street Cred 4K. Keep checking in with me. Keep tapping in with me. And I'm going to keep bringing you the truth.